What's up, guys? Back with another Honkai Star Rail video, and this video is going to be rather interesting because it's not one I thought I was going to make today, but here we are. So Honkai, about, 20 minutes ago, tweeted out our lead producer, David, had an exclusive chat with, I'm going to butcher his name, so I'm just going to say Nasu because I'm bad at names. The creator of Fate, as in Fate Grand Order, Fate Stay Night, I think is another one. I haven't watched the Fate series or I don't play any of the games. I know that FGO is a very popular one, but they had an interview together. Now, that's kind of a weird combination. I understand that FGO is a gacha game and Starl is a gacha game, but very interesting that they both had a interview together. So this is the link to it. By the way, insane art, and so probably be the thumbnail. But regardless, this interview is super long. And how long? I mean, hang on. Okay, so we're scrolling, right? And it just doesn't stop. I was going to just say the whole thing, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think I'll be able to talk for about as long as this is without, just being out of breath because of, talking constantly because of YouTube. And I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to do that to my voice. Just like it is such a long interview. But there are a few interesting things that might be hinting at a fake collab. So, first things first, we have to scroll down and find those parts. So, give me a minute. But I believe it is right here. Miss David personally, I've experienced a lot of Natsu Sensei's work starting from a young age. In terms of game development, I gained inspiration from his works, right? So, pretty much, Star Rail dev, right, got inspiration from the Fate series. He's a big fan of the Fate series, and even the Fate creator talks about, I believe it's around here. No, it's not. It's not. I apologize. This thing was so insanely big. Yeah, he says he plays Genshin and Star, and he asked for a Klee buff for somebody, which I thought was really funny, right? So they both like each other's work, which is already a good sign for a collab. But when you scroll up here, it says, I didn't know you two share such a strong connection. Can I ask what topics you discussed during your meeting? And they said, that's classified information. I mean, they could just be saying that, obviously, because it could just be whatever stuff, but you know, clearly it was a business meeting of some kind. It could very well be a collab of some sort. Now, this collab could straight up just be nothing in game, but the reason I'm so optimistic about this is because, one, they're both big fans and they drop a couple hints in the interview themselves, is the fact that Genshin has a collab character in Alloy from Horizon Zero Dawn, right? Because that character is in Genshin at all means that there is a possibility of in-game collabs in Star Rail as well. If they didn't have one in Genshin, I don't know if Honkai 3rd has one. I think the only Honkai 3rd one that I know of is the Genshin one, but let me know in the comments if I'm wrong with that. But for outright collabs, Alloy is in Genshin. So, stands reason that Star Rail could probably have one too. And since they're both big fans of each other and they play each other's games and they've already had meetings together, very interesting stuff. Now, they pretty much talk about, each other's games. They enjoyed it. Nasu Sensei, actually, I've played Honkai 3rd before. He talks about, playing Genshin, playing Star Rail. I believe at one point he says he's just past Jarlo. I don't remember exactly where he said. I think it's right here. Yeah, as a mobile game, we'll introduce various systems over time, including daily missions. When the main story progresses... Oh, wait, no. This is a different part. Yeah, this interview is big, so... cut me some slack when I don't remember where certain stuff is. I should have screenshotted it, to be fair. But, man. And then they talk about Fate a lot. In fact, yeah, right here. When I heard the news that this interview was going to take place, a question immediately sprung to mind. Is it a combination of Clara and Salvarag a tribute to Aliyah? Yeah? And Berserker from Stay Night. That's quite the question. And then Mr. David says, I cannot say there's no reference at all. Laughs. I mean, I have friends who watch Fate, and they said that frame one when they saw Clara and Sarog. They're like, that is just Berserker. What? And of course, I'm sure you've seen the mod where it switches their models to the characters from Fate. So that is pretty funny. I mean, that's funny, right? Clearly he has inspiration, so you could probably make comparisons to other characters such as, I'm not gonna say this outright, but like Jing Yun and maybe like Gilgamesh or something like that. They have similar like float up in the sky, big fancy attack kind of thing. Obviously, the comparisons can be whatever because I don't watch Fate, but there could be stuff like that, and then they base it off of Fate characters, which is really funny. I'm not a huge Fate fan, like I said, but I do think some of the designs in Fate are very cool. There's also a part in the interview where he talks about a character called Archer. Now, I don't know who that is, but they're like, oh, what would Archer do? I'm trying to find the part where they hint at more collab stuff. I think it's just at the very end. Like I said, this interview is absolutely massive. I will have a link in the description for you guys to check it out there. It's gonna be a long read, I'm telling you that right now. I think it's just at the end, so I'm just gonna scroll on to the very end. I won't waste your guys' time with this. This is a character my friend, Pretender. Yeah, shout out to Pretender Starro. He's a big fan of this character, if I remember correctly. But it is okay. There's more. Okay, it's right here. It's right here. It's right here. Yeah, it says, I hope that all Trailblazers out there will take this opportunity to experience the Fate series and other products from Type Moon. Likewise, I hope the fans of Type Moon and fellow masters can seize this opportunity to experience the joy of Honkai Star Rail. Oops, I accidentally went into promotion mode. Both are super excellent games, so please give them a try. And through this kind of exchange of otaku culture, may our dreams grow stronger. Once you've experienced both games, who knows, something good might happen in the future. So if you start exploring these two games from now on, you might have a Pentaconny level dream. Stay tuned for the next stream that's different from any other on the next planet. Huh? And then there's another part, like I said, I don't remember where it's at, but I did send it to a friend. They said, Nasu Sensei, I can't reveal too many details, but let's say that both companies cannot ignore each other. If we have the opportunity in the future, I'd be happy to chat more with everybody. So, key things, right? I could be missing more. There could be more stuff. But like I said, I have not taken the time to read this fully. I skimmed through it. They talk about being fans of each other's work. They talk about, playing, they like watching Fate, playing the game. They talk about inspiration, like Clarence Sarog with, I'm probably saying her name wrong, Lilia? That was, names mess me up, bro. I'm telling you right now. Anyway, Berserker and Sarog, you get the point, right? Inspiration, clearly. Big fan of each other's games. They had a special meeting they can't talk about, which is fair. That's illegal stuff, right? They hint at the fact that they can't ignore each other and they want to talk more. And then they talk about that last bit where once you've experienced both games, who knows, something good might happen in the future. I mean, come on, man. Without saying that there's a collab coming, they basically said there's a collab coming. I wouldn't be shocked if we didn't get a collab, like it just is what it is, but if we are to get a collab in Star Rail that's going to give us actual characters, it has to be Fate first, right? It surely has to be, which is insane because I don't know if they'll be free. Now, if you haven't played many gacha games, most gacha games collab, you have to summon for the character, right? Nikkei has a ReZero one right now. Seven Deadly Sins Grand Cross just had a Tower of God. I almost said Solo Leveling. Had a Tower of God collab. I used to make content on a Konosuba gacha game. They had an Overlord and a ReZero collab as well, along with their Japanese version had a Shield Hero. Like, so many gacha games have collabs with different animes and whatnot. Heck, Nikkei isn't technically a like anime gacha game. I guess Star Rail technically isn't either, right? And they still collab with anime IPs. So Star Rail being a gacha would make sense. They would collab with a anime IP, right? And they clearly get along, and they're clearly hinting at something. I'm crossing my fingers that the character is free because the absolute temptation to max a character that is limited time is there. And unfortunately for Star Rail, it's not a game you want to be maxing characters out on unless you have moolah. So I'm crossing my fingers that that's not the case. Obviously, I will get their light cone and one copy no matter what. But, they could really just be like, here's Saber. I'm pretty sure Saber is like the most popular character, if I'm not mistaken. Like I said, I don't know too much about Fate. But they could just say, here's Saber. You're good to go. It's like alloy, no dupes, maybe a free weapon or a free light cone. And that's it, right? Or they could say, here's Saber. summon for her and her light cone. Here's Gilgamesh, summon for him and his light cone. And then, what's another Pokemon, like Rin or Archer, right? I just say Rin. And then here's Rin, summon for her and her light cone. Go crazy, right? Now, don't jump me for being like, oh, well, actually, Rin isn't part of the Gilgamesh story. What? I know nothing about fan. I just remember characters that are like popular people talk about, right? Whatever they do, they could do one character, 2, 3. They could make it summonable. So keep that in mind. I'm not saying to just skip Acheron, but do keep that thought in the back of your head that we could potentially get a collab that we have to summon on. And if we get a summonable collab, that would mean that if we get collabs in the future, they might drop more characters we have to summon on. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens with this, and if they do go forward with the collab, how they go about it. Of course, if they announce anything, I'll make a video on it, so don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any Honkai Star Rail news. And of course, I was about to say good luck on your summons. Acheron brain rot is going crazy. I apologize. Anyway, let me know what you think about the collab in the comments, or the potential collab in the comments, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.